this week we're making a better feeding corner because I don't like this mess of bowls. So I get a piece of wood and make sure it fits in the corner, and then measure where the legs are going to go. I already have a small round table which had been being used as one of the feeding tables, and so the legs from that will be removed and added to this piece of wood to make the table. So first it's a case of measuring out where precisely the legs are going to be placed, and then, as they say, measure twice, cut once. So back to each of the corners to ensure we know where the legs are going. Then it's time to remove the first leg from the small table. The drill has a little extension arm on it so that it can reach the screws. Now, this is the little base that needs to be screwed into the piece of wood, or the tabletop we might call it. So the process is just using the very same screws and screwing them in. It probably would have been easier to not use the extender arm for this, but it did the job perfectly well. Maybe it was just a bit more tricky, but when you have drill skills, it works out just fine. Then it's simply a case of screwing in the leg, and with that the first leg's done, and we're just checking here that the leg doesn't come out too far, which it didn't. Now this time, unfortunately, a clamp needed to be used and some pliers, because I'm not quite sure what you call that, that screw, is it a screw? That part there wouldn't come out from the, I don't know any of the technical terms for these things. That part needed to come out so that this part could be screwed into the wood, because otherwise that plate, that's what it would be called, wouldn't it? That plate wouldn't reach the wood, because the a long sticky out screw thing was pushing through the back of the plate and keeping it too far away from the tabletop, so it had to be removed, and then the plate was able to be screwed in, and that long sticky out screw was then replaced into the plate and screwed back in with the pliers. And again, the table leg was then screwed in. Now this process was repeated for 2 more legs, and they were the plates were put into the corner. Unfortunately, in 3 of the legs, the plates had to be separated from those extra long sticky out screw bits, but for the purposes of this video I've only shown that once. And here we are, removing the last leg from the table, afraid it didn't take that long, this project, probably about 20 minutes to get the legs from the small round table into the new tabletop. And once that was done, it's simply a case of cutting off the corners. So that was using a saw, and as you can see they're a little bit rough around the edges. So then it was time to use a sander to just get some of the corners more rounded, get some of the rough edges off and get them a bit more rounded. Didn't take very long, just a few minutes. Now, the ideal thing would have actually been to paint the top after this, but didn't really have the right paint, and I didn't really want to spend a whole lot of money on paint, so instead I just put some silver foil on the tabletop and then used this old sink drainer that has kind of got a waterproof backing. I'm really happy with it, and Wonky Dog just loves it. What do you think? Subscribe for more.